This is the Organizer Advisor, here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. All right, grab your hydration beverage. Let's have a sip and a sit. I'm going to debrief that fiscal fasting cooking, as I used mainly just the ingredients that I had in my refrigerator, my freezer, and my pantry. That's my whole pantry right there. And I utilized a lot of ingredients that normally would have just been tossed. So I extended my grocery budget. I used food that I had on hand. I made meals at home, so we didn't eat out during fiscal fast. You know, we had lunches already prepared here, so it saved us a ton of money. So I want to share with you all the things that I was able to cook using mainly just the ingredients that I have on hand. I'll tell you what I purchased, and then I want to go through all of the items I was able to utilize. So no food waste and less grocery shopping for this week. So I'm focusing on using what I have. Now, the last benefit of doing this fiscal fast cooking is it cleans out my refrigerator without wasting, and it gives me a clean slate to purchase healthy, wholesome foods. And I've already staged my refrigerator for the upcoming week, and I will do a video on that so that you can see one of the main benefits besides utilizing what you have and saving a whole lot of money. All right, so let's jump into this. If you haven't already, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you will be informed when I post new content. Let's get started. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I made, and then I'm going to tell you what I used when I made it, and then how many servings that I ended up with, because I do have quite a bit of Heat and Eat meals ready to go for this month. That's also going to save me a ton of money. All right, so the first thing I made was the pasta with meat sauce. I ended up with 5 robust servings of pasta sauce that are in the freezer for Heat and Eat meals. So I used 1 box of pasta that I had on hand, and I used some Parmesan cheese, and what I purchased was a pound of hamburger and a small jar of spaghetti sauce. I also was able to use some celery and onion and 1 small can of tomato paste. So I made this delicious pasta and meat sauce with Parmesan cheese, and it was so delicious. So that is 5 robust servings. It's also great for if you have like teenagers when they get home from school and they're ravenous. Instead of eating a bunch of junk food snacks, they can have a serving of wholesome home-cooked food that's ready in just minutes. Okay, so that's one of the meals that I cooked. The other one was chicken broccoli Alfredo. I had 2 boxes of pasta, spiral pasta. So I used 1 for the pasta and meat sauce, but I used the other for the chicken broccoli Alfredo. And so I did purchase chicken tenderloins, 2 small heads of broccoli, and a small jar of Alfredo sauce, but I was able to use some onions and celery. I just split what I had sauteed and used them in both dishes. And I also was able to use that pasta, and then I used the rest of the Parmesan cheese and a little bit of half and half in order to make my Alfredo sauce. So another 5 Heat and Eat servings ready for snacks, lunches, or a quick dinner. Okay, then I also had 4 lamb chops in the freezer, and so I had a dinner for 4, so 4 servings of lamb chops, and I had 2 jars in the refrigerator, 1 mint jelly, which I love lamb chops and mint jelly, and the other one was a mint sauce from the UK that I ordered. It was Coleman's, and so I combined those 2 and made a really flavorful sauce for those 4 lamb chops, so 4 more servings there. Then I made a meatloaf. And I didn't have to purchase anything for those lamb chops. I made a meatloaf, and for the meatloaf, I ended up using some picante sauce that I had, some ketchup that I had, and I was able to make this beautiful stuffed meatloaf. I did purchase 2 pounds of hamburger and 1 pound of pepper jack cheese and a brick, so I was able to stuff this meatloaf. And then I was able to use ketchup on the top. I used a little bit of fajita seasonings that I had already opened to give it a nice flavor. And so I made that meatloaf. We got 6 servings for that. And then to go along with that meatloaf, I made my rosemary rose petal cornbread using some buttermilk that I did purchase for that. And then, but I'm going to use the rest later. I only used a little bit for the cornbread, but I'm going to use the rest for some lavender lemon biscuits. So I used my cornmeal, and I had just a little bag of corn in the freezer, not enough for a side dish, so I threw that into my cornbread, and it gave it just enough sweetness to make it absolutely luscious. So I have 2 videos where I prepared all of those foods. I'll link them here. So the next thing that I made was I made those lavender lemon biscuits. I was able to use the self-rising flour that I've had. I did have the rest of that buttermilk, so I combined those and made these beautiful lavender and lemon biscuits that I can use for tea time. Okay, and then I made pulled pork. Now this took a lot of those almost empty condiments because I made a marinade. I used Heinz 57 sauce. I used Worcestershire sauce. I used a little bit of liquid smoke. I used some tiger sauce, and then I had a carton of beef broth that was already open, so I mixed all those together, put my pulled pork and my pork butt in there. I did purchase a 7-pound pork butt, marinated that for several hours, and then cooked it in my pressure cooker. I have the video on that. And the other thing is, when the marinade was cool, I went ahead and froze it so it's in the freezer, ready to go for the next time I want to have pulled pork. So I actually got double use out of that marinade. And so I made for the marinade a barbecue sauce using the rest of the liquid smoke, the rest of the ketchup, and some brown sugar. And I made this wonderful barbecue sauce. We used some little slider buns that were in the fridge, and so we had pulled pork sandwiches, and I have 10 to 11 servings of that pulled pork, frozen in the freezer. And then we have eaten pulled pork sandwiches, just even like snacks for the week. So that really ended up stretching our budget. I also made a berry cobbler, and so I had a bag of open berries, frozen berries that I usually use in my smoothies. So I put those into a pot. I added 3 almost empty jars of fruit jelly and used that, cooked that up so it was nice and thick, and then made a cobbler crust out of some almond flour, some pecan flour, a little bit of brown sugar, and some slivered almonds that I had on hand. Oh, that was delicious. And so that was a nice dessert. If that's not enough, I also made some pancakes. I had a box of high protein pancake mix. My grandson loves pancakes. So we had a pancake dinner or pancake breakfast before we went out on the boat. So I was able to use that box of pancake mix, but also we were able to use that syrup that was about 1/3 of the way, almost empty, so we used that with no waste. I also made some peanut butter cookies for my grandsons, and that was just using 2 jars of peanut butter. I use peanut butter when I do my dog's nails. I just smear it on this. This sticks to the floor, and as they're licking that, I'm able to trim those nails. So I used those 2 jars of peanut butter, some all-purpose flour, some brown sugar that I had, and a lot of the baking dry goods that I have. So I was able to make these delicious peanut butter cookies. I actually have some frozen for the next time my grandson comes to visit. I also made chicken wings for a potluck that we were going to for a celebration. So I was able to make chicken wings with a jar of chicken wing sauce that I had in the refrigerator. So that got used. The only thing I bought for that were the chicken wings. Okay, so those are things, and that was about 5 servings for the chicken wings. So you can see how much food I was able to prepare And then I decluttered my refrigerator, my freezer, and my pantry. So now I have the opportunity to buy food, make healthy food choices, and be able to plan my menu in my Sunday prep steps. I cover that, so you may want to take a look at that video right there. So this way I am going to be able to purchase food that is on sale using my coupons to extend my grocery budget even further, but also you make healthy food choices. And if I have a menu that I go ahead and pre-plan, then I'm not going to have a lot of impulse buying or extra spending, which is going to really stretch my food dollars. Okay, so what I purchased, just to review, I purchased a package of chicken wings, 3 pounds of hamburger, 1 small jar of spaghetti sauce, 1 small jar of Alfredo sauce. I had a small package of chicken tenderloins, 2 small heads of broccoli, 1 block of pepper jack cheese, a little container of buttermilk, 1 pork butt, and 1 can diced tomatoes that I used in the meatloaf that I forgot to mention. So those are the foods that I purchased, but I was able to make all of that food. Plus we didn't eat out this week. Plus I have heat and eat meals ready for, I have about 20 heat and eat meals now. So that would be lunches for the entire work day month. And so that's going to save a whole lot of money. All right, now I want you to listen to all the things that I used from my refrigerator that I had on hand. I used the jar of Tiger sauce that was almost empty, the Worcestershire sauce that was almost empty, Heinz 57 sauce that was almost empty, liquid smoke that was almost empty. Those were the ingredients in my marinade. I used the slider buns for the pulled pork. I used the ketchup and a little bit of brown sugar and the rest of that liquid smoke. I used that frozen corn, the frozen berries, some almond corn flour that I had in my pantry, those 3 almost empty jars of jelly, the 2 almost empty jars of peanut butter, a little bit of honey that I had left for the barbecue sauce. I used that self-rising flour. I used a little bit of monk fruit for I had just a little bit of monk fruit in the bag left, and I added that to the lemon and lavender biscuits. And then I used the buttermilk. I had some fajita spices that I used in the meatloaf. I also had some fried jalapeno chips that I put on top of that, which really made it good. I used my self-rising or my all-purpose flour. I used hot sauce for the wings, the wing sauce. I used that pancake mix. I used that bottle of syrup. I used the 4 lamb chops, the 2 jars of mint sauce, 2 boxes of spiral pasta, 1 box of penne pasta. I used the mayo, the Chick-fil-A sauce, and the Thousand Island dressing for that creamy pasta sauce for the penne. 1 can of tomato paste, the picante sauce, some celery, some onion that I had on hand, a container of Parmesan cheese, the cornmeal, and the ketchup. So literally over 20 bottles out of my refrigerator, and all those bottles went to recycling. But I was able to use 20 condiments. I didn't know I had 20 condiments in there that were open, but I had 20 condiments that I was able to use, and that way they didn't get thrown away. All right, so that is our debrief for Fiscal Fast Cooking, and it's basically what's in your pantry challenge, but it really helps to utilize those ingredients so that you eliminate food waste and extend your grocery budget. Please stay tuned for more videos on how you can save money when you are cooking in your kitchen by using ingredients that you have. I have quite a few money-saving strategies that will help you extend your grocery dollars and reduce any food waste. This is the Organizer Advisor, here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. My goal is to be of service to you and help you come into alignment and really be able to focus on cultivating joy in your life. Until the next time, my beautiful friends, I cannot wait to see you again. Check out my playlist my videos on my YouTube channel. Please follow me on Facebook for more daily posts so we can keep the momentum going. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you would like more support, ideas, guidance, frameworks, and some positive, uplifting suggestions, please check out some of my other videos. You can activate your subscription on my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post newer content. But those playlists are a framework for you to organize all aspects of your life to enhance your happiness and transform the life that you're living. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, my dear friends, I hope you have a wonderful day.